Yeah. If you hop on late, you missed the video. You got to take another one and post it up with me. All right, guys, happy June. I'm so excited to share with you guys tonight some things that I've been working on behind the scenes. I hope that tonight's call brings just like the excitement for a new month. I don't know about you, but summer is my favorite season. Whew, man. Um, and I love all the good vibes that summer brings. So I did prepare some slides. Again, if you haven't taken your photos or videos that you're here, please do. I love getting tagged in them. It makes my heart just warm and it shows that you're a part of a community and you're actually doing something with your Sunday night at 8:30. So not many women do that and you should be proud of it. All right, last call before I share. All right. Okay, can you see my screen, Rachel? I can see you. Can you give me a thumbs up? Cool, thank you. All right, we're talking about planning your summer for success tonight. We're going to dive right in. So the agenda will be first and foremost recognition. We have quite a few things to celebrate tonight because we just finished up a month. And some announcements for you guys. I will want you to take out a calendar or notebook where you can kind of look at your next few months. If you're like me, I have a dry erase board because I need to see it visually, but maybe you need a pen and paper. That works too. We're going to be talking about checking in on your mentality for the summer because that's so, so important. How to say no to say yes to you, some tools, and then we'll wrap up and just kind of think about who you want to be this summer. Cool? All right. So, first and foremost, big congratulations to all of the names on this board. We completed together over 1,100 workouts, almost 1,200 workouts in May. And those also, I want to shout out Chelsea. She's the top of the leaderboard. And I know that those are not just workouts, right? Like I know she's done stretches. She's probably done some mindset things as well. Same thing with Christy and Laura and Noelle and Jill. Y'all, huge props to you. The goal here is not for you to do a million different workouts a day. I'm not saying that, but I do know that most of these women plug into the mindset tools and those log as workouts in the bod group. So don't be like, oh my gosh, how'd she do 72 workouts, right? She probably added some walks. She probably added some stretches, and she can confirm that for you in the message pod. But so many women hit over 20 workouts in May, which I think is a really big deal because that means you're moving your body at least 5 times a week, right? So huge, huge props. Also, superfood stars. Melanie is always top of the leaderboard, and I saw Katie Holt really got consistent this month. I noticed that. So super proud of you guys. Let's top these numbers in June. That's my challenge to you. Get on your Shakeology. I'm going to be on ya. Get your Shakeology in consistently. It matters that you're pooping regularly, okay? If you're not on it, you probably should be. And if you need the mug cake recipe, you can go to Allie's page. I know Rachel has it often. I have it a lot. There is no excuse not to get your shake in, okay? Unless you are allergic to something in it, then that's your only excuse. But there's something else you can do too. Cool? All right, so top partners for May, super duper shout out to Allie and Rachel who locked in their big business goals. Super duper proud of you. Jill and Jess also helped someone last month, which is super cool. So we helped 11 people together in May. I also wanted to share in the middle before I get to my last big announcement some of the goals that the partners are working on in this team. I think for a lot of us, you guys have been on partner preview calls, and maybe some of you are sitting there thinking, I could never do what she does. But I want to show you the goals behind the scenes that we're working on, because these numbers represent a lot of the impact we're making as a team. And they also represent big dreams that the partners on this team are focusing on. So they've shifted their health and wellness journey to not just be about themselves, but also dream big for their family. So some of the things they're working on is vacation at a cottage for their family, a Disney vacation, a beach vacation. Our team likes to travel. What do you guys expect? But I wanted to share these to show you again what's possible and what's actually happening in our team of hardworking, career-driven women who are also balancing family life and business, and it's possible for you too. Which leads me to a big, Huge freaking announcement. Rachel set this goal with me back in December, and she said, I want to earn this free ticket to Summit, which my thing's kind of cut off. But basically, last month she locked in 3 months of helping 3 women or more, and she earned her free ticket to Summit next year. So if you become a new partner right now, you can also do that too. And Rachel can teach you how, and we can teach you how. So I'm so damn proud of her. She's just all the things. She's leading the team call next week and she's going to share more about it. But this is a massive goal and not many people achieve it. I've never achieved it because when I started as a partner, I didn't take it seriously. So it is a huge, massive goal. And I'm super duper proud of you. So make sure to shout out Rach after this call in the chat, all the things, because she deserves it. And she's showing Brooks that mama can do hard things. Yeah. I know. Don't start crying. Okay. Let's get into some fun announcements. Man, I gotta take off my jacket. Get a little steamy in here. It's getting so excited. All right, if you haven't seen, we have a new bod group up. Get yourself there. We are resetting these every 2 months in the team. And then when you guys add yourself, it's kind of annoying, and I've kind of said it a million times, but I'm going to say it again. You have to check your preferences of the bod group. Otherwise, we can't see the hard work that you're putting in. Meaning, like when I do the recognition for the week or the weekend or any of us, we can't see any of your workouts logged. We can't add you to the board. We can't put you in the running to earn monthly prizes. So if you go to your bod app, you sign into the group, you scroll over on the top to preferences, you go to privacy and sharing, and then you make sure all your tabs are blue, then you're good to go. And you can always check with me or any of the partners on the team. We can tell you if we can't see your stuff. But basically, if you didn't get tagged in my post this weekend and you worked out this weekend or last week, I guess it was, I can't see your stuff. So check that. Secondly, Summer Glow Cheers Challenge kicked off yesterday. So the challenge for the month in the way you earn a prize is every day you tag us in some sort of energized cheers. And if you can't do that, you can do it with your superfoods. That's cool too. This is just a great way to have fun with it. I've loved seeing the videos with your kiddos and getting them involved, which is showing them healthy habits. So, which leads me to the bottom right. If you're like, I don't have Energize and I need it, June 3rd through 9th, starting tomorrow, it is on sale for 20% off. So go grab yourself some and get in on the June Cheers Challenge. Last but not least, Body Lava is our brand new program coming out. We will be doing a summer test group for this in July, but this week the sample workout will launch on Body. So on Thursday, you can trial it out and it will be up there for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a no impact program, or sorry, no equipment, low impact, all of the toning and strength. Allie and I did it in Punta Cana with Elise, and whoo, she is going to kick our butts in the best way. It is so different than bar blend. So if you're like, I'm not a bar person, it ain't that. So be open-minded, try the sample workout, see what you think. And it will officially launch at the end of this month. So we'll be doing more, we'll do a team call to launch, have a launch party for that and share more about it. Any questions or other shout outs anyone would like to share before I move into the meat of the call? Any recognition anyone wants to share? Come on, someone give me something before we move on. Shout someone out. Someone's got to do it.
Glad to see Ashley here. It's so good to see your face, Ashley.
Thank you, Rachel. Love it. And Christy's face. I haven't seen her face on a call before. I love it.
I was going to say that too. Sorry. Christy usually hides her face, but she's here and she's getting her steps in. Look at you, girlfriend. I'm so proud of you.
Win-win, 2 for 1. I love it. All right. Now I only got 20 minutes. I gotta really move it. Okay. Planning time, June time. Let's get to work. So I posted the team calendar yesterday, I'm pretty sure. It's pinned to the top of the hub always. And all of the important links that you need to know anything about are always there. So the Zoom link for this call, the Zoom link for the virtual gym, there's our new partner training is linked there. If you need to call customer service, it's there. Like just all the things, right? And so when I sit down and plan a month, because I have to do it when I do these calendars for you guys, which forces me to keep my life in gear, these are kind of the questions that I ask myself each month. It's so easy in life to just like react and go with the things and see what happens. But I find when I'm more intentional and I plan out what I can, when obstacles come my way, it's less of a overwhelm, right? It's less of a throwing me off my game and completely falling off track because I already have a structure in place to kind of maneuver me back. So each month I ask myself some of these questions, which I need to make this smaller so I can see what I wrote. Okay. Like, what is going to be the hardest week this month for you? That's so important because we usually know that. Like for me, I know the 3rd week I'm traveling to San Antonio and I have a work deadline. That's a lot going on. So I know these next 2 weeks I'm going to be really intentional with my business so that I can hit my goals and then I can go into my deadline being focused on that and then I can go to San Antonio without stressing or freaking out about the things that I haven't done, right? You got to know what's your hardest week so that you can plan for that. When are you traveling this month? Are there things coming up with work or your family that's happening? That really helps you pick a program. Like if I'm leaving tomorrow for a beach trip, I'm not doing 80-day obsession because I don't have the weights to take with me, right? So I'm not going to pick a program and stick to it during a time when that just doesn't make sense for me. I'm instead going to shift and adapt. Maybe for the week I'll do clean week, or maybe for the week I'll do T25 super block because that's cardio based, or whatever you want to do body block classes. But I'm the type of girl that keeps movement a part of my routine in some way every day. So I do work out on vacation. That is important to me. And I actually like it because it makes it fun to work out in other places. And I have a lot of cool videos now over the years of doing that. But you have to kind of ask yourself, what's the main goal I have for this month? If your main goal is just kind of to do whatever you want to do, well, then you have to know June 30th, you're going to feel, right? And I know you're spending your time here on a Sunday night because you want to feel, yes, I'm proud of myself. I feel good in my skin. I want to set myself up for success. So you got to think about what's your main goal this month. And that can be in life too. Like, I shared a little bit in the message pod. Growth Day is a phenomenal tool. I'm going to get a little bit into it in tonight's call, but each month he has a theme that he does a daily mindset intention on. So it's like a 10 to 15-minute video that all of us that have Growth Day, which all of you can, it's not a partner thing, it's a mindset tool. So it's adaptable to any area of your life. This month is all about love and relationships, which I love because that's something that I'm really working on in my life right now. And if you've been following my story, you know I've been through a lot of shit in relationships over the last 2 years, and I'm actively dating and wants that to be a piece of my life. But I also know that there's tools and skills that I want to set myself up for when that relationship does come so that I can better handle situations and be the best version of myself. And for many of you, you are in relationships, and sometimes we take that for granted. It's okay. We're all human. But he was talking a lot about like putting activities like walking, like Christy's doing, and making it a family affair in which you are connecting with your spouse. So he goes on a walk with his wife, and the only intention of the walk conversation is to share 5 things they appreciate about each other. Now, I go on walks by myself, okay? So if you're by yourself, it's really okay. But a lot of times I try to call my friends. I try to make that time to connect with someone, which is harder now that at the age I am at. I used to call my friends all the time and now they have little kiddos. But like calling my mom, calling my sister, having someone that you're plugging into and actively making those activities a piece of who you are and what you do. And I think that goes a lot into planning our month, right? Because what kind of woman do you want to be this month? Do you want to be the one that lets excuses take over and say, well, my ankle hurts, so I'm just not going to do anything the rest of the month, right? That's something that's come up in the message pod. And I like to always use obstacles as opportunities because, okay, if your ankle hurts, your arms don't hurt, your abs don't hurt, your hips don't hurt. Like there's so many things you can still do. And Jessica Kerman is a prime example of that because she literally came in last month and finally just committed to mindset, committed to upper body workouts. She just had hip surgery and she's sticking with those routines while she's healing. So it's proof that you're always going to have things in life, guys. They're always going to come up. But when you can get more intentional about how you take on each day and the habits you create, it makes those obstacles a little less hard. So, when are you going to make time for you this month? I'm talking to the moms on this call because you tend to not do anything for yourself. For example, I had a connection with Rachel about this, and I said, what are you doing this weekend for fun? And she's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm hanging out with Brooks and what I was like, no, you take Brooks out on a date with the two of you. Who cares? It's just your baby. Who cares? You're by yourself. It doesn't matter. Go pick something fun to do with Brooks and make it a me and Brooks day. And that totally shifted her perspective. So I really challenge you to pick something this month just for yourself. Yeah, Mother's Day is over. So what? You guys deserve to have me time. Like, make it a priority. I'm serious. And just because your husband's not actively doing an activity you want him to do doesn't mean you can't schedule this for yourself. Communicate this is important to you. Communicate you want a time with your friend or a time to go do something. Or for partners, you wanted to earn a massage and you help 3 people this month and you go take yourself on a massage and say, I need an hour to myself. Whatever it is, do the damn thing because we take it for granted. Like, you can't just run yourself into the ground, guys. And we all do it. We are all overachievers. We're all type A on this call. I know because I'm like you. And it's hard to be like, oh, like I can break the routine a little bit. I can do something fun, right? Um, and so thinking about what will be my biggest stress this month too. Because when you anticipate it, it's less of a stress. You know it's coming, you can prepare in your mindset for it, and also stuff happens. Like, for instance, I got a flat tire last week, and that really sucked. It totally ruined my whole weekend. I was gonna plan out all of June, and I didn't get to do it. But guess what? I spent quality time with my mom instead. I I only had to pay 20 bucks for my tire and it wasn't a big deal, right? My mom, I was with her and like nobody stressed, nobody yelled, nobody was chaotic. It was like a family transition and which was beautiful and wonderful. So think about those questions and really, really after this call, I want you to share the one thing you're going to do for yourself this month. Okay. That's one of your homeworks. Health goal planning. So now let's dive specifically into your journey. Like, what is your biggest goal right now? I know for some of you, you're coming off of gut protocol like me. Maybe it's still incorporating, X amount of veggies per day for yourself. Maybe it's still incorporating, for me, I'm not going to do alcohol during the week, right? Unless it's a special occasion, because that's just what works for me. But you have to set the rules for yourself. And I don't like say rules is like guidelines is better wording, right? Like what are the things that are important to you and what are the actions you're going to take to align to those things? Will you have access to equipment this month? They mentioned that. Like don't commit to an hour-long workout for the next 60 days if you have like massive amounts of travel and kids activities and not in your own space. That's just like setting yourself up to fail, right? Or to be disappointed in yourself. Pick a program that's aligned to where you're at in life. How much time can you devote to that? What's 1 to 2 shifts this month you can make on your nutrition? Maybe that's just having Shakeology every single day. It's so easy to do. And so many of you aren't doing it, you know? Or having hydrate in your routine for the summer. Like that's such I just had it after my walk because I could feel my body was just like overheated and I did 3 miles and it was a lot. And I really just looked forward to having hydrate when I got back. So what's like 1 to 2 shifts, not 20, not 10, just 1 to 2. Um, okay, we talked about supplements. Like, what are things that you can trigger better habits in your life? So, are you plugged into the bod group? Number one. Are you plugged into the message pod? And I don't need you to check in there 24/7, 365. That's not the point of it. And we'll talk about that in a second. But I do need you to check in daily and say, hey, I'm here. Hey, this is working for me. Hey, this isn't working for me. I need help. Do you guys have any ideas? Like, be present. Don't just be a fly on the wall in those message pots, because the more you put in, the more you get out. Are you using the daily tracker? Who here in the chat has used their June tracker and tagged me so far? Put in the chat. I want to see who's done it. If you haven't, you better be starting tomorrow, because it's the first Monday of the month, and we all do better when we track the things we want to be better at, right? Because if you track it, you can see where you're falling off. If you don't track it, you're just doing whatever the heck you want whenever you want, and you can never look back and reflect and say, oh, well, maybe I don't feel so good June 30th because I only worked out 5 times this month. I should probably shift that. Or maybe I'm not happy with the workout program I'm doing. I should plug into my partner and figure out what would be a better fit for me. So many of you sit in your mind, and getting on a call is so powerful. Just because you're not new doesn't mean you can't get on with me. I just got on a call with Julia last week, and we talked through her own thoughts, and we figured out what would work best for her and where she could plug into. And she's like on it. She's like on a roll. She's plugged in this week. She's back in the groove. She's on Zoom. All it takes sometimes is just getting out of your head and talking to someone. And we love doing mentor calls. Okay. So obstacles versus opportunities. This is where I'm going to check your mindset. Who here, put in the chat, has said in the last week, I'm going to try to work out, or I'm going to try to send that message, or I'm going to try to get on Zoom? Who said it? Let me see it. I guarantee you have. Yep. We're not allowed to say try anymore. I'm going to be like on you, right? Try or hope or should are like the big ones, I think, for many of us. No, we're the team that does things. So if you want to do something, you say you're going to do it and you follow through. I can't, as the leader of this team, tell you I'm going to do a team call. Here's the topic, and then just disappear and never show up, right? I can't do it. That's not trying. I have to do it or I'm not doing it. There's no in between. So I want you to go into this week with the mentality that I'm going to do my workout X amount of days. I'm going to do it at this time, and I'm going to do it feeling proud of myself every single day because I'm plugged into a community that cares about me, right? You have a choice, guys. Moving our bodies is a blessing. I know there's many of you on this call that have gone through injuries, that's gone through health issues, that's gone through miscarriages, that's gone through just like tough shit. Movement is a gift. Please do not underestimate it. Also, don't get on with a stomach bug and move it. You know who you are. Unless it's on the next slide. I think I said it. But if you have the flu, or you have a fever, or you're getting sick, or any of that, I love you. It's okay. It's all right. I've done it too. I pushed myself during COVID, and then I'm like, oh shit, I should not have done that. But don't take it for granted when you do feel good, is my point, right? Like, don't just skip because, well, whatever. Like, think about the person sitting in a hospital bed right now that can't, or someone on our team that's recovering from surgery that can't. Like, don't take it for granted, and never underestimate who you inspire by sharing your tracker, by posting someone else's story, by whatever. Doing it matters, okay? So use this as an opportunity and shift your obstacles from I'm scared to, I should do it. No, we do it this month. This is the do month, okay? So ways to improve your mind. These are some things, see, I led into my next slide. So you move daily some way, okay? You figure it out, unless you have food poisoning, fever, stomach bug, you're in the hospital. Please don't do it then, whatever. Just check your excuses, guys, because we know physically movement changes your mood, and your body also tells you clues on what you need. So if you've been struggling with a migraine, I've seen that pop up. What's been your water intake? What's been your food intake the last 3 days? What's been your stress levels? What's been your sleep, right? Like, there's always things. Your body is telling you something when you go through something, and you have to be willing to listen to it. Growth day, Please just try it for a month, guys. It's like $35. Try it for a month and see. You actually can try it for a week for free. Ask me about it after. I'll share the link here. This has changed my life the last 8 months I've been doing it. So in the last 8 months, I've started dating after a toxic relationship. I've grown my career and actually been appreciated for it. I've hit my business goals 6 months in a row. All of that's directly correlated to this app. So when I say I'm handing you a gift on a plate for your mindset to improve your life, like this is it. It's been worth every penny for me. And it's one of those things that I can't show you a before and after photo of how I've done growth day, right? But I can tell you it's the small daily habits that growth day has helped me implemented that has completely transformed how I take on hard shit in my life. I cannot journal by myself. I tried it so many times. The only times I can do it is like when I'm in a really deep dark place. But this helps me have little journal prompts, which I do well with. They're like quick questions that I can answer, and I do it after my workout each day now. Um, Love and relationships is the theme for June. So again, um, I'm not even in a relationship, but I'm loving, loving, loving the things he's been sharing the last 2 days already on this, just to really get outside of your thoughts and plug into a source that's bigger than you and wants more for you in your life. Like you can't grow into a different space in your life if you don't surround yourself with higher elevations, which you're doing being here tonight. But I'm saying this is another tool in your toolbox that don't underestimate it. Try it for a week and see what happens. Shout out to Alice. I saw she committed to Growth Day. Like, it's not just another thing, it's a thing that works when you work it. Um, Also, we have a mindset tab in Body, which is a great place to start if you haven't already. There's a 21-day unstress program that is solely a mindset program you can start, and it helps you start learning how to meditate, learning how to take on chaos and stress. It's already a part of your Body membership. You all have it. As well as sound baths and meditations. I like to do those during my lunchtime if I'm working from home or after work to decompress, or I know some of you do it before bed. All right. And then lastly, walking after eating. It's so, so important. I know many of you have loved the step challenge. Please don't stop doing it. It's so important to hormone health, and we'll continue to talk about that. But that's a great opportunity to put some of these things into your brain, in your ears. And I'll also share some other things that you can intentionally do. What I am not a fan of anymore is getting on the podcast app and picking to listen to whatever you want to do. That might be a little controversial, but here's why. Like, you can search for things that you want to listen to, but you're going to spend 10 minutes looking for something that you need rather than just going into growth day, searching the word resilience and following a course totally on resilience. Like, I found it in 2 seconds. So it's a time hack, it's a time saver here. So just know that that's there. Okay, last couple slides. I want to talk about saying no, because oftentimes when we plan our month and we start saying, okay, I have these goals, this, I want to commit to doing more of this. I need to really shift and do this, which means I need to do that. And then you start like getting in your head of all these things you need to do. These are some things that I have done to say no so I can say yes to the things that are most important. And this might be controversial for some of you on this call, but I haven't had work email on my phone for 5+ years. My boss literally looked at me like I was crazy when I told him this. Now I've worked with him for 3 months and he's not known this. So I've still been communicative. I've still been on my shit, but I plug out when I come home. I am not on my work email. And for those of you that say you can't, that's bullshit. I hope kids aren't around. You're just telling your story that you need to be on 24/7. That's bullshit. You're not a slave. You set the ground rules for what your family does and how you live your life. I take my lunch breaks now at work. I walk or I study during them or I plug into my business and I leave at 5 without apologizing. And if you're not doing that, like, okay, there's seasons. I work on deadlines. I get it. There's times I work late. That's fine. But it should not be a normal thing for you to be a slave to your job. It's not going to bring you joy, right? And we're all too old for that shit. We're not in our 20s for most of us, I don't think. But you know what I'm saying? You're not 24 coming out of college and like trying to be the intern working your way up the ladder. So also who's okay, I'm gonna go over a few minutes, so hopefully you guys can hang with me because this I'm really on my soapbox here. Also, put in the chat who has notifications on for social media on their phone. Who does it? Who does it? Post it in the chat. Laura, awesome. Who does it? Because I know there's someone on here who has them. It's okay. You can be honest. Now you're like, I'm not telling you. Okay. Yeah. Turn the notifications off tonight. That is your second thing when you get off this phone. There is no reason that you need a notification for every single message and every single thing that's going on. You don't need to know all of that. Okay? What you can do, because the point of this is not never check in anymore, right? But we get so attached, like we are so addicted to our phones. Allie and I talk about this at length of how hard it is for us, right? It takes up a lot of mental space. You can set an alarm without a timer, so it doesn't go off, to say, check into my Glow Pod. And every day, that's your time to check into your Glow Pod. You don't need to be in there 24/7. And I know who looks at the messages right away. So I know who sees it and I know who doesn't participate and I know who's a fly on the wall and I know who is those people just kind of lurking in the background. No, the goal for the message pod is for you to check in when it works for you to ask questions, for you to cheer other people on, for you to spend, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes max and be a participant because you're in a community. You don't sit in the back and say nothing in the classroom, right? We are here all to participate. So turn the notifications off tonight and see what happens this week. I guarantee you, you will feel so much more intentional. Another great thing that I did even today, I realized I was getting all these emails and I just kept deleting them without even looking at them. Anyone else ever do that? Like you get those like Lily Pulitzer email, Pottery Barn, Target sale, whatever bullshit they're putting out for the summer sale. Unsubscribe. You don't need, first off, it's pushing you to buy more stuff you don't need. We don't need to be consumers of stuff. We need to be consumers of mental elevation. Go unsubscribe to your emails you don't need. I was looking at a budget this week with my contractor and he literally had like 900 emails and I was just like, like this giving me type A freak out. Really, you don't need that stuff in your life. And it just takes up more time. And for those of you that say you don't have time to be a partner, I'm giving you 5 million things that you just got a lot of time back on. So that excuse is bullshit too. All right. I don't watch the news. That's personal preference, especially with election year coming up. I'm just saying, spend less time on the news. Inform yourself as always. As women, I will say, please inform yourself, but we're not going to go there. Don't watch the news so much. I don't press snooze anymore because I'm the girl that doesn't press snooze. Half the time I don't even set an alarm anymore because my body is so regulated, which I know is hard for moms because you guys are getting up in the middle of the night sometimes, breastfeeding. Okay. I'm not talking to you, but I'm just saying you can train your body to do things. If you do set an alarm, stop being the girl that presses snooze and sleeping in. Be the girl that gets up on the first one. Also, removing toxic people from your life. It is not worth it. The drama sucks. It is a Debbie Downer. You don't need that energy in your life. And you guys are here at 9:05 with me because there's something pulling you here. So I think this is 2 more slides. Helpful tools, quickly. Growth Day. Try it out this week. It's free. Try it out this week. Use your body email. We'll get you plugged in. Try it out. Please. The cool thing is we can all listen to the same daily, they call it a daily fire. It's this like 10 to 15 minute video every day. We listen to the same thing every day. So we're all in the same wavelength. We're riding the same waves. We're thinking the same way. Like it just allows us to be more in sync. For partners, 10-step body business plan. You guys have an app you can plug into to know exactly what to do and how to do it. So it's no excuses. I also put together this Google Drive of all of our new coach trainings. I'm adding my favorite books there. I'm also putting on all the recording trainings. You guys have no excuse not to take action to help women this month. Woo! Okay. Last two things for everyone. There are two great podcasts to be intentional outside of Growth Day so that you're not searching for things. There's the Body Wake Up Call. It happens every Monday. They have a new one loaded. It's something different every week. And also there's a new body experience podcast. So they're bringing on different people with their stories or more information on the supplements and how those are beneficial. Just lots of great stuff. Those are two great places you can go to be intentional with your time as you're doing your walking or cooking or whatever you're doing. The main thing here is immerse yourself in spaces that elevate your growth and ability to believe in yourself. If you don't like where you're at, put yourself in these spaces, guys. They're all here for you. These are all free, okay? There's no excuse. So, last but not least, what kind of girl do you want to become in August? What you do right now determines that. Wow, you guys all stayed here for the end. Any questions? Any thoughts? Was this helpful? Hopefully, I'm taking another video so that I can see all of you. All right. Clearly, I'm excited about June, guys. I hope you are too. I hope you get intentional this month and like center and ground yourself and don't do what everyone else does this summer, right? They do whatever, sure, whatever. Yeah, whatever. And then at the end of summer, you're going to feel like, ugh. Yes, have fun. Yes, do things that bring you joy, but do it in an intentional way. All of you are amazing, and I'm so lucky to have you in my life. And thank you for sticking with me 10 minutes past. Rachel will be doing next week's call on how to achieve goals that are hard, which I think is very relatable to many of us. So, she'll be bringing the mindset. And then the following week, we will be doing the Body Lava launch party. So, thank you for filling my screen. Hi. And I look forward to seeing your homework after this call. Do you remember what it is? I'll put it in the message pod after to remind you. Okay. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the morning.